Well, Johnny, a win's good at any time, but I'm sure today that was the thing you wanted the most, just to get that win.
Yeah, I think it was important that, despite what, it doesn't really matter how we played and stuff like that, we knew we probably had to win this game, and we did. We've done that. It's been a tough week, 10 days with the way that the results have gone. Considering that I think we've actually been playing well, but then to get, not get the results that, and obviously the late goals that we've conceded have hurt us. So to get the response from the lads today and to see it through, I'm so pleased with them because they stuck together as a group, and you find out a little bit more about yourself really and the group when things ain't going so well, which they haven't done in the last week or 10 days, and they responded great today.
Do you think it's even more satisfying the fact that Harrogate came, they sat in quite deep, and you've managed to eventually get that breakthrough?
Yeah, listen, they came with a plan to frustrate, try and play on the counter, play forward balls and get forward runners, and they're good at it. They're good at it, and we knew what type of game it was going to be. We went a little bit that way ourselves as well, just because I felt to try and take if there was any tension around the game, the best way to do it was to be a little bit more front foot direct, perhaps try and play in their half a little bit more, and create some chaos by playing forward balls, forward run. But it was tricky. The conditions were hard. The wind was blowy, the pitch was a little bit lively, and the first half wasn't a great spectacle, to be honest. But I thought in the second half we played some really good stuff, and we had to try and break through them. And I felt it was going to be one moment maybe, which we get. We score a really good goal, and that's the difference in the end.
Yeah, obviously some of the changes were enforced, but the changes you did make, are you happy with how they impacted the game?
What, at the start?
Yeah, at the start, and also the subsequent.
Yeah, I just felt like it was the right thing. It was an opportunity to not shake it up, but just to freshen it up, I suppose. Give some other lads opportunity. Sass has been training really well, and deserved an opportunity, I felt. Would just give us something different, something perhaps that the opposition might not be expecting. Obviously, Jono coming back in definitely helped, and Browne being out gave us a choice to make around sort of the front position. So Kel's come in, and again, he's been frustrated with his lack of start, so he's been training well. The group's been really good, and I feel like I can rely on anyone. So I'm probably missing someone out there because I think we made 4 changes. Jono come back in, that's right. So it was good that they all played a part in a winning performance, and that was all that mattered today. Not about individuals, it was all about playing a role in a victory.
I'm going to ask you about one individual, Jake Reeves, 200 appearances for Wimbledon now. Just a few words on him.
Yeah, I mean, captain, fantastic. What an achievement. To play 200 games for any football club is in this day and age is one hell of achievement over a couple of stints now, and he's Mr. Reliable, and in the middle of the park that they sing, and he's everything you want in a captain. He's a good player on the football pitch, which is obviously the most important. But for me to have him as sort of the link between myself and the players is, he shoulders that responsibility, and out there he definitely shoulders responsibility. He's brave in his play, and that's why the fans love him. So to get to 200 games, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of what he represents for this football club, and hell of an achievement.
It was a great goal by Alistair Smith, but I know a lot of people are going to mention Osman. How have you kept him patient? How have you managed his expectations? He's obviously been very keen to show what he can do.
Yeah, well, he has to take the credit, because it's been frustrating for him. When we brought him in January, we was hoping that he had a role to play, but he's very, very much one for the future for this club. But he wants to play. He come in with some enthusiasm. He comes into a group that we are doing really well, top end of the league. We've got a lot of options in those areas, and he's found his opportunities limited. And when he's not involved, he gets really disappointed, which is natural. And I like that. I'd rather he was disappointed than You know, we talk about him smiling all the time, but when he gets left out, he doesn't smile, and that's important because you shouldn't be happy about that. But what you have to do is train well, and be ready. I always say that: be ready for your opportunity when it comes, because I promised them all they've got a role to play, and football always works out that way. Brownie's injured today. Ozzy gets a spot on the bench that he hasn't had the last few games. And he gets onto the pitch and he gets an opportunity. Now then, that bit is then over to you. You've got your chance now. You have to grab it, and that's what the lad's done. That bit's credit to him. He comes on, he impacts the game the way that we want. Great goal. Joe played a role in it as well, who's similar position. Joe, who hasn't had loads of opportunities, but he stayed ready. He stayed great for the group. And then he comes on, impacts it. We get Ozzy in. And then Smudge is arriving from midfield, and I love those goals. That's the sort of stuff that we work on. So for that to work out the way it did and be the difference in the game, I'm really pleased.
Are you expecting Brownie to be out for long, or maybe back soon?
Probably a couple of weeks, yeah. Just an issue with his groin. It's frustrating because I think we've managed him great, as in building him up and his minutes and stuff like that. Because obviously, he come to us having not played any football at all. So I've worked really close with him around getting the most that we can, the most minutes that we can, because we know his quality. And, we've played him, we've used him from the bench. It's just one of those things. He's picked up a little tweak what can happen when you have had a lack of football. So nothing too serious. He'll be back before the end of the season, which isn't a long way now. But he's still got a massive role to play, yeah.
Only 5 games left now. Are you having more of an eye on the league table?
I'd be lying if I said that you never look. It's impossible not to. So
5 points off top.
Exactly. Listen, we're in an unbelievable position, and I keep saying it. And I think there's more drama to come. Not everyone's going to win games. You've seen it today. We pick up points. Some other teams do. Some other teams drop points. This is League Two, and how competitive it is. But we're right in the mix. With 5 games to go, we are right in the mix. And today was important. If we don't win that, it looks a lot more difficult, doesn't it? So it's still difficult, don't get me wrong. But listen, this is where we want to be. And I said this to the lads yesterday. I knew there was going to be a little bit of tension today. That's what happens. But it's tension for the right reasons, because we're at the right end of the table and we're playing big game week after week after week where there's something on it. And with that, it comes a little bit of tension. So I thought the lads handled it really well today, and ultimately we got the win that we needed. So I want them to enjoy it, because it's been a little blip, hasn't it? So you have to enjoy these moments. So go and enjoy it tonight, not too much, and we'll get back to work next week. And absolute great game to look forward to. Going to Donny away next week. These are the games that you want to be in. And we certainly are.
Johnny, well done. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Chris. Cheers.